Shotguns are super annoying, but they're also super satisfying if you're the one going on a shotgun spree. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Non-AI Jimmy here, and today we're going to be checking out what I think are the best shotguns from every Call of Duty game, from COD 4 all the way through Black Ops 6. So you let me know which of these shotguns is your absolute favorite. Drop a like on the video, and let's start off with COD 4 in the M1014. Might be a hot take, because I've said before this gun sucked. I did say that, but it was probably the best option. There's only two shotguns in COD 4, and neither of them were very good. The W1200 may have been more consistent with the one-shot kills, but it was also a lot slower due to the fact that it was a pump. The M1014 may have been a bit weaker, but it was also a semi-auto with a pretty quick fire rate, and the damage was high enough for you to get two-shot kills pretty reliably without any stopping power, so you could go throw sleight of hand on your class and not have to worry about getting caught in the reload. Like I said, neither shotgun was good, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with this. Guys, before we move on to World at War, I need to ask a huge favor from each and every one of you. If you didn't know, I am a debut author. That's right, my first ever novel is being published officially on December 16th. But as of right now, today, the pre-orders are live for the ebook edition of Welcome to the Family. So if you're interested at all in a science fiction mystery thriller mixed with family struggle and post-apocalyptic vibes and families getting their first ever humanoid robot like they did back in the 60s when they got their first TV, and it's told from the first person point of view of a 16-year-old girl, which is the fictional version of my daughter, and all the characters are fictional versions of my family and friends in real life, then check it out. Oh yeah, there's fourth wall breaking as well. So the link is pinned at the top of the description. It is also pinned as the top comment. If you guys want to go pre-order on Apple or Amazon or wherever, Goodreads, it doesn't matter. Do me a favor. If you check it out, leave a review. Please leave me a review. This is the beginning. This is my first ever book. It's the beginning of this series. And next year we're launching an 8-book series that is all about pantheons and mythology, and it's an exciting time for me. This is a big focus for me moving forward. So I am asking from this channel, which is my OG channel. We've been on this channel for what, 15 years? For all of you ride or dies, do me a favor and go check it out. If it looks interesting to you and you decide to pre-order it, please let me know. And I am going to be plugging this book a lot the rest of the year. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, and a link to my website, jimmymarkowski.com, is also in the description if you want to sign up for the newsletter so you get updates on all the future books and everything going on. Heck, maybe we meet at a book signing someday. That'd be wild, right? From Call of Duty top 10 videos and Fortnite videos to book signings. Okay, that's enough. World at War, the trench gun. Now, this is another game that only had two shotguns, and both of them were they were bad. The trench gun was probably the better of the two due to the better ammo capacity and the higher fire rate, but it was still one of the worst shotguns in COD history because the range sucked. The simple fact that the maps in World at War were not designed for shotgunners, nor these shotguns. But if I had to pick something to be on the list for this game, whatever, trench gun. Probably the only time the World at War trench gun will ever show up in a positive light on any list I ever do. Modern Warfare 2 2009. Spaz 12. Come on. Classic Modern Warfare 2 had some of those busted shotguns in gaming history, so picking one was actually kind of hard. Ultimately, I went with the Spaz because of the insane one-shot kill range, the ammo capacity, and the fact that it was a secondary weapon for some reason, but you could put it in your back pocket and use it. This was one of the first secondary weapons in COD history that was actually good enough to justify using as a primary, and I still remember all the crazy nuke gameplays that were dropping during the early days of COD on YouTube, even to this day. The Modern Warfare 2 Spaz, to this day, it's one of the most entertaining guns to watch. Black Ops. Spaz 12. I thought about putting the stake out here. I really did, since it was more reliable as a one-shot kill machine. But I think the Black Ops 1 Spaz had some crazy potential in the right hands. Instead of being a pump action like the Modern Warfare 2 version, Black Ops 1 Spaz was semi-auto. Pretty high fire rate, well as super generous ammo capacity. Damage was high enough to get reliable 2 to 3 shot kills. And if you were running Sleight of Hand Pro, you could reload this entire thing in a snap. Shotguns weren't for everyone in the game, and I know that. But if you were going to run around with a shotgun in the original Black Ops, you were either using the Spaz or you were using the Stakeout. If I had to pick the better of the two, I'm going to lean Spaz. Modern Warfare 3, 2011. Super easy pick here. We won't spend a lot of time on it. The Striker, completely busted when the game came out. I mean, it got hit with a massive 33% damage nerf, but even after that, it was still one of the best guns in the game for close range combat. Easily the best shotgun in the game. It was. Ammo capacity was stupid. Fire rate was stupid. One-shot kill range was stupid. If you were running the right perks or the specialist strike package, you would be running circles around the enemy team with no effort. Pre-nerf, top 5 shotgun in COD history. Post-nerf, still the best shotgun in classic Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2, the KSG. This was one of the hardest shotguns in COD history to use consistently because, of course, it was a slug instead of a buckshot. But that meant you basically had to treat it like a rifle. But if you got good at staying on target and you treated it like a rifle and you aimed high, you were getting insta-kills from everywhere. You were taking full advantage of the fact that you had the fast mobility and high ammo capacity of a shotgun. This was truly a skill-based weapon. It gave Black Ops 2 a lot of extra personality. Most shotgunners, they ran around with the Remington since it was way easier to use. But if you were trying to get the most out of your shotgun and you were willing to put in that work, KSG, hands down. Call of Duty Ghosts, the Bulldog. Shotguns struggled in Ghosts, we all know that because of the larger maps. On maps like this, you were almost never going to have somebody in a shotgun range, so it really didn't matter which shotgun you were running because they weren't optimal. That being said, the Bulldog was probably the overall best choice in the shotgun class simply because it had the best DPS values. It was semi-auto, fire rate was good, damage was good, strong enough to get a one-shot kill, so ultimately, this was the shotgun you should have been running if you chose to run shotties and Ghosts, which nobody did. Advanced Warfare. Bulldog again, double up. The Bulldog returned in AW for some reason, we don't know why, and shotguns were once again not very good in the game, but for different reasons. In Ghost, the maps were way too big for shotguns to be viable. In AW, the maps were smaller and the pace was faster, but since everybody had a jetpack, it was still easy to jump away before you could get into that shotgun range. But again, the Bulldog was the best shotgun in the game because the DPS and the relative power. It was easy to use. It was really good for hitting multiple shots, one after another, in case you didn't get the one-shot kill, and the fire rate was high enough you didn't have to worry about getting right up in somebody's face. And I know there was that Sonic Boom one, I can't remember what it was. It was close, but Bulldog. Black Ops 3. Look, I didn't want to put the Brecci on a positive list, but I have to be true to myself and to you guys. Here it is. The whole reason people were spamming it is because it was that good. Semi-auto, massive magazine. I don't even want to talk about it. I really, really don't. I don't want to talk about the long barrel and the extended mags and the laser sight that you could buff it with. I don't want to talk about the fact that it ruined Black Ops 3 as an experience for a lot of people because it was absolutely overpowered. I don't want to talk about any of it. I'm just going to move on. Infinite Warfare. The M2187, futuristic remake of the classic Model 1887 from Modern Warfare 2. I think IW did a good job. They brought this monster to life into the modern area. Yes, the sound effect wasn't quite as cool as the original, but it was still lever action. It could be dual wielded. It was cool. Had good insta-kill range. Shotguns were, yes, a little underwhelming in Infinite Warfare, but this one, it shook things up a little bit. It kept the legacy of the OG Akimbo models alive for me, which was appreciated. COD World War II. The combat shotgun, super easy pick. Shotgun lineup in COD World War II was kind of lame, but the combat shotgun was not. Pump action shotty, great ammo capacity, super generous one-shot kill range, great sound effects, animations, all good, which are a nice bonus, and it stood head and shoulders above the other shotguns in the game like the Sawed-Off and the M30, which were two of the worst shotguns in COD history. There's no debate here. Black Ops 4. The MOG 12. 2 words. Dragon's Breath. This pump had good damage potential on its own. It was a secondary weapon. Just whip it out whenever you wanted. Then you put the Dragon's Breath operator mod on it, which truly busted it because with the manual healing system VO4, you set your target on fire. It was almost always a death sentence because 99% of the time, the burning effect would finish them off before they could hit the heal button on their controller to counter it. The MOG was really strong on its own. Dragon's Breath, it was bananas. Modern Warfare 2019, the doof. R90, yep, no shocker here. Pump action shotgun fired twice before you had to rechamber, and you could load it up with incendiary shells, and you could throw on extended barrels to make it an insta-kill machine, and you could slap on sleight-of-hand weapon perks so you never got caught reloading. Yeah. The R9 plagued both Modern Warfare multiplayer and the original Warzone because there was basically nothing you could do against it. And I have a gut feeling that Infinity Ward will bring this back in Modern Warfare 4 next year. Frankly, I'm surprised it hasn't come back already. Black Ops Cold War. The Howard 77. Now, originally, I would have put the Gallo SA-12 here, and then I probably would have put the Street Sweeper here, but now that all the patches have been released and the Black Ops Cold War meta is fully developed and it's grown up, I'm going to go with the Howard 77. Probably going to be seen as a hot take, but it's my list, and I'm going to stick with it today. Pump action shotgun, insane one-shot kill range if you were precise as an aimer. You can make it more reliable with a couple attachments. The other shotguns in Black Ops Cold War may have been more spammable. They may have held more shells at the time. But the Howard had some potential for insta-kill. It was also a lot lighter and easier to stay aggressive with, and since you weren't going to be blasting through ammo, you also wouldn't be getting caught with your pants down in a reload animation like you often would with the others. So yeah, maybe a baby hot take, but yeah, the Howard. Vanguard. Vanguard. I've debated on like deleting Vanguard from my COD history brain, not even including it. But much like COD World War II, we're going to go with the combat shotgun. Way more versatile than any other weapon. Despite having a solid fire rate, great ammo capacity, the combat shotgun is just better. It's more consistent. It is. I mean, 10 attachment gunsmith. Come on. You could load it up with everything. It was ridiculous. I don't even want to spend time on it. Modern Warfare 2, 2022. The KV broadside. This little baby was added to the game in Season 2. Visually, it looked like an AK-47, which was strange at first, but it's okay. Semi-automatic, great ammo capacity, super mobile. Damage was nuts for a weapon that had this much spam potential, and there were some annoying shotguns in the game, but the KV broadside, it stood out. It did. It wasn't quite as strong when it was brought back in Modern Warfare 3 as a carryover weapon, but in MW2, I would say borderline game-breaking at first, and even after it was adjusted with patches, it was still the best. Modern Warfare 3, 2023. The Lockwood 680. The Reclaimer 18 was by far the best shotgun in the game for a long time. Sledgehammer actually hit it with a long-awaited nerf a couple months ago, and a bunch of COD players moved back to Modern Warfare 3 from Black Ops 6. Following the Reclaimer nerf, the shotgun meta changed, and if I had to pick the top of the pack now in October of 2025, I'm going to say the Lockwood. Reliable pump-action shotgun, good mobility, super generous one-shot kill range. The only drawback was the fire rate. It was on the slow side. Now that the Reclaimer's been nerfed, I think the Lockwood is probably your best choice. And finally, Black Ops 6. I'm going to go with the Marine SP. Again, classic, reliable, straightforward pump-action shotgun that takes a little bit of time between trigger pulls, but whenever you hit somebody with it, there is a good chance they're done. In a game as fast-paced as Black Ops 6, that slower fire rate could sometimes get you in trouble if you weren't aiming consistently, but if you could stay consistent, you could stay on target, Marine SP was absolutely insane. Definitely had the best one-shot kill potential, even from mid-range if you had a couple attachments on it. I think it's pretty clearly the best shotgun in the game. Some people would argue and say the Olympia is better. I disagree due to the limited ammo capacity. It also had a longer reload time, and the fact that it's classified as a special and not a shotgun, it's not even technically eligible for this list. There you go, my friends. We are rolling on the channel. I truly, truly appreciate all of you. Do me a favor. Check out Welcome to the Family. If you decide to pre-order the ebook edition, or if you want to wait till December 16th and get the hardcover or the paperback, I would truly appreciate it. Go get on that newsletter, jimmymarkowski.com. I'll see you guys soon.